Welcome, C. Anthony Harris, Orlando, Florida. What's up, playa? How are you?
Remarkable, blessed, positive, strong, and happy.
Would you believe that my first guest on Facebook on the live is Madison from Mexico? We just talked
Is
about
that right? Yeah, we just spoke about them. Yeah.
We just spoke just a couple minutes ago. So Madison, this shirt right here was from Cedric, your husband. He gave me this shirt. Okay. So we got people from multiple countries already and tons of states. So C, I hope you're ready to rock. How you feeling?
Man, what can I say? It's a blessed day today, and it's an honor to be on this cast here with you.
All right. Well, how's Orlando? You're in Orlando today?
Yeah, Orlando today.
Orlando today, man. All right. So we're going to dive in. All of you guys that are logging in, let us know where you're from. If you want to ask a question in the notes. If you want to share this right now, start sharing it to people, share it to your story. Go, 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 go. If you're watching the replay, hit replay. And here we go. We're first going to start with episode 12 of the 20-minute showdown. C. Anthony Harris. He's going to tell us his 90-second story to begin. And then I'm going to hit you with mine. And then we're going to hit you with some questions. So, C, tell us your quick backstory. I know it's a long one, but we need that Reader's Digest version. Over to you.
You got it. Well, very simple. I used to be a computer analyst working for the federal government, working in New York City. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. All right. So, I always wanted to become successful. I wanted to be rich. Bottom line, I wanted to be rich, and I got into computers. And after 12 to 15 years at the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, I got to the ceiling. I wanted more. I did extra time, overtime, all the time, every time. Got exhausted because I had a 10-year-old son at the time, and he was with me everywhere I go. And then I ran into a guy who I heard he was making more money in a month than I made every year. And first thing is crazy stuff, I thought. But I had the opportunity to meet him, and he shared me about sales. He said that sales is the number one highest paid career in the world. He said, if I were you, C. Anthony, I'll be selling computers, not running computers. So nice. I got into entrepreneurship, and I started selling. I learned to sell. And however, I've always sold products and services that people must use, like internet, phone service, cellular, satellite TV, home security, VoIP. So that's what I was able to be successful. So I didn't have to be a pushy sales guy. I sold not niceties, but necessities. Okay. And and to date right now, I'm still in sales. I'm in the solar industry, and I'm still an MLM by heart. And I train a lot of folks. That's what I love to do. That's my heart now. Training other people, paying it forward, because my mentor said, I don't have to pay him anything. He said, just do me one favor and pay it forward to others. So I impact others spiritually, mentally, physically, professionally, and financially.
I love what you said at the end there about mentorship. I know we're not in the question part yet, but I have such great debates with this exploding world of teachers and coaches and experts and authors and yada, yada, yada. And people are like, oh, can we pay you for your advice? I'm like, no, I'm a mentor and a leader. I build companies, I lead people, and I'm a mentor. I'm not a coach. You pay your coach. You don't pay a mentor. A mentor does it out of the goodness of the heart. So I'm really glad that you mentioned that. And I'm glad you're here, brother. Thank you for joining us. Guys, here's my quick story. If you're watching, Nick from Grand Rapids, Michigan, blue collar, middle class background, found entrepreneurship at 18, made $1 million at 25, started my own company at 26. We did a couple billion in sales, 19 countries, 3.6 million customers. Challenge marketing, challenge.com. We bought challenge.com. We were the creators of the vertical challenge-based marketing. You might remember the Body by Body 90-day challenge. It was big, y'all. And this guy right here sitting across from me was one of my very first mentors when I was 19 years old. And I'm so happy to have him on. So here's the very first most difficult question. You better be ready for this. How old are you?
Yeah. Are you 37? Are you 47? Well, I'm proud. I used to do that. The reason why I used to do that is because hanging around with young guys like you and Ryan and Blake, I always wanted to be younger. But then I embraced my maturity. I embraced my growth. And it's a number. I'm 60 years young.
Whoa!
Yes, sir.
No, you're not. Are you really?
Yeah, I'm 6'0", young. Yes,
No,
indeed.
I missed this. I didn't know you were 6'0", brother. Wow, I
Mhm.
thought you were mid-50s, but what I'm trying to figure out, that wasn't my real first question, by the way. I'm trying to figure out why I'm getting older and you're getting younger, and I think that's
Hey,
unfair.
hey, reverse. I'm reversing
Yeah.
age.
When I was 19, you were 45, and now I'm 44, and you're 60. I don't know. The years are reversing out. It's
Hmm.
strange.
Hmm.
So,
Yep.
uh, but you look beautiful. Your head is shiny. Your teeth are shinier. You're lean and
And I
mean.
got and I got all of them too.
Got all of them, which is important. All right, first real question.
Hmm.
I look behind you, and I'm changing the order based on your background. I'm actually changing this question. I see behind you goal lists. I see behind you vision boards. I see behind you a library of books, and I know that's only a fraction of them. I see you behind you a guitar that you don't play. Now I see now I see an entire wall of growth, development, mentorship, vision, visualization. What role in your success has personal growth and personal development played in your overall success?
Man, that's a great question. If it wasn't for personal development, personal growth, if it wasn't for me to really hone in on that and make it a part of my life, I won't be on this call. I won't be where I am today. I'd have been on the job right now, probably getting ready for lunch, pissed off, underpaid, probably overweight, not fulfilled. Personal development, I tell that to everyone I meet, whether they work with me, whether they a student of mine, it doesn't matter. Personal development gives you personal power, and that's what individuals are missing out. Personal power. Once you have personal power, you're unstoppable. So that's what I'm a learner. I keep on learning. I learn from others. I suck up every book I can possibly get. If you're reading that book and you tell me that you got some nuggets from it, yeah, I'm going to ask you questions on it, but I'm going to go get it myself. Right? They said leaders are readers. So I don't have to read the entire book. That's why it has a table of contents. You take the topics that's relevant to where you're going from the book. But more importantly, you got to R&D. R&D is not research and development in my world. R&D is rip off and duplicate.
Sure.
All right. And so that's what my present visualization. You got to see where you're going. Out of sight is out of mind. So at the beginning, of course, it's uncomfortable. I mean, clipping out, we did it before, clipping out of the magazine and making this board is uncomfortable. Like, oh, am I back in kindergarten? But there's a reason why they did it in kindergarten, to develop kids' mindset. The pictures, the brain sees in pictures. So if you're not seeing where you're going, how in the earth are you going to get there? I'm very passionate about that. You're getting me wild up now.
Yes, that's what I'm here to do. So this is actually a folder. Instead of ripping out magazines, this is a folder of hundreds of images of things I'm going to have, things I'm going to do, places I'm going to see, etc. And then I cast it to my television, or I play it here on a slideshow. I add music. It's playing through my Apple TV. And so my vision board is just more, it's digitized now. So I have a digitized version of it. Here's a follow-up question. That's not question number 2, just quick follow-up. Favorite 3 books for you of all time. Favorite 3 books of all time.
You know, I knew you was going to ask me that question. That's a question that most people should ask a mentor or a successful person. I have 5 of them, but I'll give you the 3. You asked for 3, I'm going to give you 3. Yep. Number 1 is the Bible, the bestseller of all time, the Bible. That's number 1. The second book that impacted my life that I can always pull out, I got about 4 copies of it, is Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. All right, that's my second book. And my third book is John C. Maxwell, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Those are 3 out of the 5 or 6. Mm-hmm.
Those are 3 good ones, 3 best ones. Well said. Anybody else, if you're watching this right now, if you're on there on Instagram, what's your favorite book? Drop us your favorite book. Tell us what you love to read and why. If you're doing personal growth, maybe who's one of your favorite mentors, who's one of the favorite people that you look to for growth and development. Let us know. Let's collaborate on this. So I'm ready for question number 1. You know a lot about me, so I'm curious where this goes.
So this one here I got for you is, if you had to do it all over again, based on what you went through from 19 to right now, if you had to do it all over again, and you were able to go back to 19, but with the mindset and the growth and the experiences that you have, what would you do different?
I would have gone faster sooner. I would have gone faster and harder sooner. And you probably think that you know me at 19, 20, 21, and you know how hard I was going, how fast I was going. But you said knowing what I know now, well, I know all of the books we read, the events we've attended, all the cliches that we've heard, it's all true. It's all true. So knowing what I know now, which is I know what's truth, if I could go back and be like, no, go more, go harder, go faster, compress more time, compound more results. It's all true. Everything everyone says, the only reason you fail is if you quit, or, find a mentor, or goal, strategy, action, or you got to visualize. All the things we've heard, all the cliches, all the quotes, all the success tips, it's all true. So knowing that as truth, going back in time, I would have gone faster, harder, and sooner. That's my answer.
Man, well, I can relate with that, because likewise, a 60-year young guy like myself, I got started late. I got into entrepreneurship at I think it was 35. Right? Yeah. So that's why when I was hanging out with you, I wanted to be like you guys, because I wish if I had what I knew. And that's why I took a liking to you, Nick. That's why I took a liking to Ryan Blackport and to Blake and the other cats that we worked with together. You guys, I saw hunger in you guys, and you needed that mentor, and I wanted to be that example. Also, it kept me accountable. That was one thing about it. It kept me accountable. I had to stay sharp. I couldn't have you guys outperform me, even though you guys did. Each quarter we would go back and forth, but it was awesome. Yeah, but I would go harder. Yeah, I'll go faster. I won't waste any time. I won't be looking at television. Right. I won't be dealing with negative people. I won't be, no, not at all. And I'll have a real focus in deadline. I try to tell this to my son and my daughter, and now I got 2 granddaughters. I got 2 nephews. Don't worry that they want to party and hang out during their 20s. And that's the time to dial in. That's the time to get committed. So when you get to that 30s, that's when life really hits you. You're not really coasting, but you're coasting this way, not coasting that way, because you're still going to make errors, you're still going to have failures. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna do a little pivot here. I'm gonna hit you where it hurts, right in the heart. Right in the heart. How important is finding the right woman, and greater context, the right partner, spouse, etc.? How critically important to your success, not just your happiness, but to your success, is finding the right woman, spouse, partner?
Woo! In that, I guess we got to do another call and just have that as the
whole topic.
Yeah, because a lot of the whole idea, guys. God created man, right, and He created a woman to be the helper for the man, right? Because he can't do it by himself. Adam couldn't do it by himself, right? However, you got to learn women. You got to learn what a woman is and what they want, and you got to provide for them in all the areas, right? Which is kind of complex. If you don't know yourself, you're not going to know a woman, right? But you have to, selecting the right partner is critical to your success. I didn't want to get divorced. My parents went through that, and I guess maybe because it was at the top of my mind, I was doing what I thought I should do. But it wasn't the right. I chose the wrong lady the first time, right? So selecting a partner, guys and gals, especially if you're an entrepreneur, right? You said not just happiness, but in life, period. Selecting the right partner. She got to be on the same wavelength with you. She got to be your raving fan. She got to be able to stick you with a stick called truth. She got to be there to nurture and support you. At the same time, you got to listen with both ears. So selecting a good partner, a wife, your mate is critical.
Beautiful. And I'm going to engage the folks that are watching out there right now. What's one critically important attributes that you admire most of your significant other, partner, spouse, wife, husband, etc.? If you're watching this right now, what's one critically important attributes of that you admire the most of your spouse? Madison says, I'll actually add this here to show. She says, I could write novels on this, not just the right partner, but understanding what's attached to the partner. And Madison, I don't even know why there's so much juju going right now with Madison, and said I'm wearing Cedric's t-shirt right now, and I ironically introduced Cedric to Madison, and they're still together 13 years later. Cedric said to me after divorce, I said, man, we got to get you back out there, player. And he said, no, man. I said, no, we got to get back out there. He said, I just need a woman who is blank, 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 and blank. Now, if you know anything about Cedric, he's got a way with words, and like they all had the same consonants and all the words almost rhymed. And and I said, I know exactly who you need to meet. It's like, shut up. I'm like, no, I mean, you need to meet Madison. Based on the description you just gave me, you got to meet Madison. And I introduced Madison, and they've been together ever since. And Madison just wrote, I could write novels on this one, not just the right partner, but understanding what's attached to that partner. So what a great conversation so far. And if again, no drama with my baby mama, security and confidence. That's what Adam Gonzalez said. He said security and confidence is the attribute he admires most about his wife. No drama with my baby mama. Okay, so let's jump to question number 2 from you to me. I'm ready. Hit me.
Okay, so my question to you is when you're dealing with a difficult situation, when it comes to, when you're dealing with doubt, whether it's business, whether it's personal, but when you're hit with doubt and you just can't make this decision, it's knocking you up. What's your solution?
Okay, so I answered this question a few episodes ago, and I try to be very emotionally intelligent enough to analyze myself in my interactions and my answers. And I'm like, I don't know if this is just pure confidence, or I don't think it's narcissism, because my understanding is a narcissist doesn't feel empathy. And I feel empathy, right? So when I look at people, I can feel what they feel. So, but I don't experience self-doubt. And I think I built a muscle and that I just don't let it in. But people might say, okay, well, that's because you did personal growth, personal development. But I'm going back all the way to like childhood. And I don't know if I'm just stupid, naive, but I've always been wired that if I think I can do something, I'm going to do it. And as I started studying other humans, so this is where the magic and the answer is. As I started studying other humans, I just started saying to myself, they're a human. So when I studied an exceptional human that did something unbelievable, that did not require, this is important, that did not require a physical gift. Because even though, Santana, as a human, I know physically I'm limited in my musical ability. I'm not going to play a guitar the way Santana plays a guitar, or I'm not going to jump the way Michael Jordan jumps. But when I read a book about Roosevelt and I find out that he was a sickly, weak child that finally got tired of it, so he learned boxing to build his self-esteem and self-confidence, and then became president, and then built the Panama Canal, and led the Rough Riders. Shout out Cedric Rashad for a third time today. Rough Riders, that was his thing back in the day. Or when I read about Martin Luther King, or if I read A Long Walk to Freedom, or Gandhi, or as exceptional as they all are, I don't look at any of them and go, I could never do that. I could never be like that. I could never lead like that. I could never help people like that. I could never contribute like that. I could never make a difference like that. It never crosses my mind. So what I'm sharing to y'all is this. If you do suffer from self-doubt, I think the answer to that, one answer to that, is creating context and creating context in a way that just makes you look at yourself and be like, why am I being such a wimp? Why am I being such a about this or whatever, right? So maybe for me, maybe I'm again, I like to self-analyze. Maybe I mask self-doubt, C. Anthony, with getting annoyed or frustrated or pissed off, or maybe that's what I do. Maybe I just mask it with a different emotion, and I don't go, oh, that's self-doubt. I go, I'm just pissed at where our results are at, right? Or I don't like what's going on. I don't like the energy. I don't like the outcome. I don't like the environment. I immediately go back and create context, and I start thinking about humans who have done something exceptional. I'm like, wait, I'm a human too. Or better yet, people that have done something exceptional against all odds. And I want to just shout out to everybody right now. I want to ask everybody right now. I think America has failed when it comes to success stories and not screaming from the rooftop in every school system, Helen Keller's story. Because I remember growing up, people just made jokes about, if you couldn't see something, you couldn't hear, whatever. It was the Helen Keller joke, right? I finally 2 years ago dove into her story. I knew obviously she was blind and deaf, and somehow became a leader. But not only was she, one of the largest advocates of the women's suffrage movement, this woman graduated from Harvard, blind, deaf, graduated from Harvard, and then wrote 17 books. How do you figure out how to communicate and then learn and then go to Harvard and then lead the women's suffrage movement and then write 17 books? And then I say to myself, see, what the fuck is my problem? What is my problem? Like, what excuse do I have? Like right now I'm fired up. I want to throw the laptop down, spike it, and go start calling people and make sales calls. Because as I think of Helen Keller's story, I'm like, why the fuck am I not on Star Island right now? Why am I on this little shitty ass street canal? I want to be on Star Island. And it's a function of just belief and then the actions that follow that. So I don't know if I answered your question directly, but I hope I got to an answer.
You did. You
okay.
did.
Okay, good.
And if I may add to that, I feel the same way. It's the muscle you built over the years, and not accepting a doubt. I mean, you bought challenge. I challenged. I still have that on my car. When people see my car, they say, "Challenge, what'd you challenge me for?" I say, "I challenge you to live a better life. I challenge you to go after your goals. I challenge you to outperform yesterday, today." That's a challenge. I don't want to race you. No, that's not the challenge. I want to race you in life. How about that? Challenge yourself.
Nice.
So yeah, awesome.
Beautiful. Here's number 3. Here we go. What is one of, that way you can pick the one that you're comfortable sharing. What is one of your largest failures or something that didn't win or succeed? And again, I know someone like you is going to be like, well, I learned from it. Well, I got it. But what was one of your largest mistakes or failures that then triggered a decision to turn into a great outcome?
Yes. I got a couple of those, but one major one is I didn't buy any property in Las Vegas while I was living there for 8 freaking years.
Great
and
answer.
I was there when homes around me, $1 million homes around me, were going for pennies on the dollar. I had a big fear because that's when what was that, 2008, 2007, when this whole crash went on. And talk about Cedric. I even called Cedric or spoke to Cedric because he was back then in the real estate business.
Yeah.
And he was sharing to me his stories on how he kept holding on, being optimistic. I should have bought right there and then. Okay, I should have stepped out in faith. I had the money, and now that's why me and my wife, our mission is to acquire as much land as possible. As a matter of fact, our numbers and our vision boards up there, 2,000 acres of land. People are like, what you going to do with it? That it doesn't matter what I do with it. We just want to hold on to it, because one thing about it is God is not creating any more land. He's creating more people, and people need somewhere to live. Right? And if you got the land, that's what they call the landlord. whether you sell it to a big company and they buy it, or you put homes on it. Also, big thing, this really hit me when I reconnected with you back in 2014 or 2013. You took me out in Michigan.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. At that time, Giovanni was a little baby. I had her in my hand with me, you, Joy, and Joe.
Okay.
And I was sitting there and I'm saying, see, Anthony, you are such a, you know what I was telling myself. I didn't tell you this. And you were showing me all this land and tell me what's going to be built over there. And they actually had tractors there. They had bulldozers there. They were grazing it. And I said, I could have done that in Vegas. So that's one of the things that.
Great answer.
That's one of the things. So we're buying up property. We got in different areas. Tennessee, the areas you're looking at, Texas, Nevada, and Florida. Because based on our studies show that those are the areas that's going to be booming right now. You can get land or properties there. So yeah, that's the answer to that one.
Here's a fun fact about that development. I just got another TIF check, which is a tax reimbursement check, because the deal we put together with the city of Muskegon, we received a portion of their property taxes of all 70 homeowners for several years. I just got another $250,000 TIF check less than 30 days ago from that same development that started in 2013. So, bro, amen to that answer. Amen to that answer. And I'll tell you guys, I made the same mistake. You know, not that you asked about. I made the same mistake. I'm such a high pace. Just real estate's so fucking slow. You know, it's like watching paint dry. And I should have, would have, could have, but you know, I'm such a fast mover. I invest in startups. I invest in A rounds. I invest in C rounds, and those are high risk. And you know, we've lost our ass on many of those companies, right? Millions of dollars we've lost. And in real estate, that would never happen. You know, so great answer, buddy. I appreciate you, man. All right, 20-minute showdown. Question number 3, final one. Hit me. I'm ready.
Number 3 is that. When did you find that higher being that you figured out, hey, I can't do it all by myself? Partners, yes, they come and go, they forsake you. And I know you've been through a lot of those. But when you got connected and why?
That's a tremendous question. And this is, man, remember when you said on relationships, we could do a whole show on this one? I could do a whole show on this one. And it would probably... You know, it'd probably go a lot of directions with a lot of people. I am not a religious person. I grew up Catholic. We had to go to church every Sunday and catechism every Wednesday. And I remember in 6th grade, and some of you can relate to this, and some of you guys are going to be pissed at me for saying this. In 6th grade, the catechism teacher, the Sunday school teacher, is talking about the origin of Jesus. And I'm like, yes, Nick. I'm like, it's like those Johnny jokes. Don't pick on Johnny. Yes, Nick. I'm like, what if he's a time traveler? He's not a time traveler at all. He's not. He's like, oh, okay. She starts going. I'm like, what, Nick? I'm like, well, what if he's an alien? What if he's from another planet? And she got so pissed. She threw my ass out of class. I called my dad. My dad was just so mad. Like, how do you get thrown out of Sunday school? You know? So, but that was me in 6th grade. I was always like trying to figure out, you know, and I always knew there's more to this. There's more to this. There's more to this. Right. So, and as I got older and you know, probably early 20s, what I could anchor certainty on for me personally, was I know there is this universal energy that all things are connected to. And however you want to define that for yourself, whether you're Muslim or you're Jewish or you're Christian, I'm not going to be like, hey, we should all kill each other over that. That sounds like a great idea. We should all kill each other over this universal energy that has the exact same principles in all y'all's religions about love, joy, peace, contribution, giving back, all of these things. Well, why are we killing each other over? That's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
So I believe deeply in a universal energy that connects all things. And what's really interesting is We all now know there's billions and billions of galaxies that have tens of billions and tens of billions of planets, right? So that's now fact. We all know that. So in knowing that, it deepens my belief in that there's a universal energy, and that universal energy can be defined however you want to define it. But for me, that I go back to, am I doing what's right? Am I doing my best? Am I contributing at the highest level? Am I serving people, myself? And if I'm not, if I'm selfish, which I can be, if I do the wrong thing, which I do, if I make the wrong decision, which I have, if I do something stupid, which I will, right? All of these things, I just go back and recenter by saying, what's the ripple effect from all of that? How does it impact others, and how's that going to come back to me? Mm-hmm. Oh, Nick, you're gonna go show up to the gates of hell and you're gonna burn. No, I don't. Oh, sorry, I don't believe it. Sorry if I make anyone mad. Sorry, I don't believe I'm gonna burn in hell. Don't believe it. But I do believe that there is there's an ongoing ramification for bad decision making, selfish decision making, things that are self-serving, or that, more importantly, that hurt others intentionally. And I think there's a ripple effect that's major. But that's my answer to your question. And again, we could go real deep on this. I'll probably lose a lot of followers or gain some. I don't know. But I can tell you, I don't know the answer. I can tell you that. But I can tell you, I feel deeply that there's a universal energy that connects all of us, despite your religion.
Good answer. And I know you are connected.
I'm connected to you, brother.
Yes, indeed. All right. So you got the last question or the third question?
That's it. We hit three for three. We hit three for three. Oh my God. Hang on. I don't know what y'all believe in. I just said we hit 3 for 3, and the live said 3, 3, 3, 3. Right when I said, and if you don't believe there's a universal energy that connects us all, y'all crazy. Because when I said we hit 3 for 3, it went 3, 3, 3, 3 across the live button. So our 20-minute showdown went 33 minutes and 33 seconds. C. Anthony, closing thoughts, and where can everybody find you?
Very simple. Just you can find me on all social media platforms. You can go to my website, canthonyharris.com. And I'm just a leader that want to help as many people as possible. That's all. That's my mission, is for you to have a better life, spiritually, mentally, physically, professionally, and financially. Go after what you're pursuing. Don't let anything stop you. Follow this guy here. I've been following. He started out as my mentee, and he's now my mentor. So that's that relationship, mentee mentor. Cedric Rashad is both our mentors. I mean, we learned from that guy a whole lot. And just to know that his wife, and probably he's on this call here today, I mean, everything happened for a reason, and we're connected. We connected that supernatural higher being out there. Mine is the Most High God through Jesus Christ. And you can do all things. You can do anything you set your mind to. Just continue to grow. That personal development is important, so you can have that personal power.
I admire you and I love you. Anybody that wants to connect, you can find me on nickslinktree.com. nickslinktree.com. That'll take you everywhere. Episode 12, C. Anthony's favorite number, the 20-minute showdown, is complete. I better see you next weekend in Tampa at RiseCon with me, brother. I'm going to see you there.
Sure, guys. I'll see you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Peace and blessings.